stamps, and I know it's been a very long time since I've done a video. I think it was the beginning of March when I did my last video. I have been very sick. I've got some stomach issues going on and trying to get those figured out with my doctor, and not been having a really good time, you guys. So prayers would be really appreciated. But this video today, I'm going to show you my make and takes for May. And you guys know the little deal. If you spend $25 in my online store in May and use the hostess code, you earn free make and takes with me. So if you spend $25, you earn 1. If you spend $35, you earn 2. And if you spend $50, I send you all 3 make and takes. And I have a host code on my blog. It's bobbystamps.com. If I don't forget, I'll put it on the screen right here. And then I also have a Bobby's Reward Bucks that you could download, and then you track your orders. And when you have that all filled in, it has to be, each order has to be $50 before tax and shipping and handling. And then once you have all your little marks filled in, you earn $40 worth of free Stampin' Up! Product from me. Okay, so this is make and take 1. So this is what I'll send you if you spend $25. I'm using the Flowers of Friendships. This is a new bundle in our new annual catalog that will be coming out in just a couple of days. And then I'm also using for this background, I used the Stitched with Whimsy dies. And these are more new dies that came out. And I used the second largest, so that is all of them right there. They're very pretty. You get a total of 6 dies with those. I was really excited to see the annual catalog this year. There was quite a few just a die, standalone dies that actually didn't coordinate with the stamp set. And then this stamp set has the coordinating punch. I have my cardstock in there already that I'm going to use, but it comes with that. And then I believe this is just called the Sprigs punch. I'm not sure about that, but that's what I'm using as well. And then I'm also using the Banners Pick a Punch to banner the ends of the DSP. Okay, now, I was trying to remember. Let me grab one of the make and takes. I don't think I bannered the ends for everyone because it was just such a tiny piece. And I know I have the DSP in there, but of course on this one that I picked up, I had to put it in there where the DSP is at the back. But here it is. I put everything, all the little things that you're going to need in this little bag, so that way it doesn't get lost. I sent you the little pearl, the sprigs, and the DSP. And I did not banner the ends just because you can do that with your scissors if you wouldn't have that banner. So that's something that you can do. But I sent you everything that you need to create. And so I'm going to measure on my card because I made this card almost a week ago and I can't remember. So I cut the first one is about at 3 inches. So this one and this one, the Bermuda Bay, is at 3 inches. And this one, I believe I cut those at about 2, at about 2.5. And that is after they're bannered. And I used, let me grab the DSP. Everything has to be so far away. So I used the 6x6 Oso Ombre DSP. I have a lot of this. This is not the only pack I have. I have so many packs of that. It's not even funny, you guys. Okay, so I'm just trying to find my stuff. So I am using the thick basic white for my base. I'm just going to give that a nice score. Then I have a piece of Whisper or basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4, and when we're going to layer that on there, I'm going to layer it with Stampin' Dimensionals. So we'll do that here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and pop out. We're going to need 2 of these sprigs. So I'm just going to pop those out really quickly. And then we'll pop out our flower. We're not going to use the stems. I'm just going to use the flowers, but that's okay that we popped them out. We'll just toss them. Okay, so that is Bermuda Bay. And then I'm going to take Bermuda Bay ink. And I have still some of the little finger daubers. And I'm just going to go around just to put a little bit of a shadow on the flower, just so it's just not so plain. It's got some interest in it. And you could even do it all the way on top, you know, in the middle and stuff if you want to. I just wanted to go around the outside. And I'm not being careful. Like, I don't care if I'm getting it like there really a lot on that. I'm just trying to add character, you guys. That's all I'm trying to do. Let's close this up. Then I'm just going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to kind of crinkle those petals up just a little bit. Just going to turn them up just a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to, I can't remember if I popped that up with a dimensional. It looks like I did. So let's grab a dimensional and just put it right in the center, right on the back. And then I'm just going to churn them so it's layered like a nice pretty little flower. Then I'm going to grab a large pearl. Oops, and we're just going to put that right in the center of the flower. Okay. And then I have my strips of DSP. And so I'm just going to go ahead and banner these super quickly. So let me see. I need my little circle one. I just want to do them in the order like I have them on my card, just so I can keep my head straight. And then you can see like the ombre, so you can choose to banner either the darker or the lighter end with your scissors, or if you have the punch, whichever one you want. Okay, and then we're gonna do this one. This one doesn't have much of the ombre on it. I tried to cut them so you would get a good ombre effect on the cards, but it's still a pretty card, even if you don't. Okay, let's bring this piece in. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp in the bottom right-hand corner, just so that way we don't have to worry about our sentiments. And I'm just using, excuse me, my basic white, the Memento, and I'm just going to stamp that right there in the right, down in the corner, just like that, okay? And then we'll start putting it together. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal, just regular, you could use Tombow, whatever you want, and I'm just going to start right there, and then I'm going to go with my next piece is the Granny Apple Green. Got a little fuzzy or something on there. And then I'm just lining them up. You can overlap them or, you know, make them jagged. I'm not sure what that is on there. I got, looks like maybe I had ink on my finger right there. And then we'll just put this one, and this is what I mean, like you can kind of overlap it a little bit if you want to. It doesn't really matter, guys. It's your project. Make it how you want. Okay, and then let's put another dimensional on the back of the flower. And then I'm just going to grab my silicone mat because I want to gently, I'm going to put on some of these petals because I'm not sure which ones yet I'm going to use. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of all of them, kind of bend that back up. And then I'm just going to put, excuse me, one there and then kind of one there like that. Okay. And then we'll just place our flower right there. Not sure what's going on with my voice now all of a sudden. Pop this over. And let's put some dimensionals right on the back. I'm not sure what is going on with my dimensionals here lately, but the paper really is ripping and I'm kind of struggling to get the dimensionals off because the backing wants to come off instead of staying on there. And it's making my life a little bit more difficult. Okay, let's just throw these dimensionals off. And after this video, I will be right back to show you the second video for the second project. Let's grab our base and boom, put that down. There you guys go. That is my first make and take for May. I hope you guys love it. I love this card. I think it's very simple, but elegant and very pretty as well. Stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back with card 2. Okay, guys, I am going to show you my second free make and take that I will send you in May. If you spend $25, you'll earn the first one. $35, you'll earn this one. $50, you'll earn the last one I'm going to show you. And I hate to show you the card because I just messed it up right before I hit record. I noticed what I did was I used my Stampin' Blends, and I colored some of the opal rounds. As you can maybe see, this one I ended up not using because it didn't show up very well. It was the light, one of the light pink colors that I used, and it just didn't show up very well. So I decided not to use that one, but I'll show you the card because I think it's really pretty. But I noticed I didn't get around the base of one of them. And of course I got it on the card front, and I knew not to do that I would do it. But right there, can you see that little dot? Dang it. But anyway, here's the card. I think it turned out super cute. I love this card. It's just simple, but I think it is very, very pretty. And again, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see right there where I didn't get very well around the edge. So I was just like, I can use the Stampin' Blend and just get there, but not get close. And I told myself, don't do it. You'll dab on the card. And that's exactly what I did. So anyway, my rant is over. So again, I'm using thick basic white for my card base. Okay. And I'm just, for right now, going to move this over here. And then I used the In Bloom bundle. I love this bundle so much. And these dies, I just absolutely, the stitching on these flowers are just absolutely beautiful. I love that bundle so much. Okay, and I wanted to show you too. This is the make and take packet. I haven't sealed it yet because I always make the videos before I try to seal the package, so that way if I forget anything during the making of the video, I can go ahead and stick everything in there. That doesn't usually happen a lot, but it has happened, so I like to do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to send you, and I'm going to have to measure these because I made the first video and a couple of days has passed before I could make this one. So this strip is 5.5 by 3/4. We're just going to put that on the front. Then I will send you, I have all of mine, just little strips laying right here. I don't know if they're even. So I have all these little strips. I'll bring them in here and you guys can see. So I'm using all of the new in colors right here. So I have all the little strips. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me kind of move them down. So now I'm going to move them out of the way so I can have room to work. But you can see they're all right here. And I sent you enough, just like what I did on my card front. So that way I know you'll have enough. So what I cut them at, I'm just going to lay this right here so I don't get my work surface a mess. So I cut them at 1/2 inch by, I think it was 3 inches. It was actually 2.5 inches. And what we'll do is follow the design on my card. But I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus because I really want these to hold. And that one's still out. I have to remember to change that. Okay, so I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal Plus and go down this strip. Whoops. You know what? I just had somebody post on one of the demonstrator groups that I'm a part of about this happening. And I thought to myself, that has rarely happened to me. I wonder what she's doing or what kind of issue she might be having. And lo and behold, I must have tricked myself because look at me. So I'm just going to take this off and see if I can turn this. Hold on, let me pause the video, you guys, while I fix this. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So what we're going to start with, I'm just going to move my card so I can see. We're going to start with Purple Posy, and I'm just going to line that up at the top. And then we're going to use the So Succulent. I hope I'm remembering these names correctly because I don't have any of my ink pads over here where I can cheat and look at their names. And then we're going to do Pale Papaya. And then Evening Evergreen. And then just make sure you're giving them a good push down. And then Polished Pink. Okay. And then again, back with the Fresh Freesia. This one I think is the hardest one for me to say, and I don't know why. Okay. And then So Succulent again. And we should end again with the Fresh Freesia. So you'll get 3 of those. And then we'll do the Pale Papaya, Evening Evergreen. So you're going to get 2 of each, but 3 of the Fresh Freesia. The Polished Pink, and then finish it again with Fresh Freesia. Now mine, I must have started it a little bit higher than I did my original because the other one, it ended perfectly. But you can just trim that off. It won't be a big deal. So I'm going to bring in, I'm just going to make sure, I really want to make sure I have that adhered. So I need to grab, I'm going to grab my mini trimmer. I don't use this much, guys, so wish me luck. So I'm just going to place that under there and line that up and hopefully not cut off. I can use my scissors. Oh, I need to go over a little bit more. I don't want to cut too much of my white off. Okay, that was pretty darn good. Let me move that out of the way, and then I'm just going to flip it around. This little mini trimmer, I really, really wish they would put it where anybody can order it. It was a joining special maybe a year or so ago. I can't really remember what year it was now. And everybody loved it. And I've had so many people reach out to me trying to order it. So there you guys go. And then we'll just take our paper snips. I mean, you could probably leave this on and it wouldn't even be a big deal. But I would, when you start to do that, I guess I didn't pay attention when I started layering that on. But just make sure that you're not going over your top, so that way you'll have enough room. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're just going to place this right like that. I'm going to decide which side I want to be my front. Normally your scoring is either off one way or the other. And so I'm going to have to cheat a little bit since I had to cut a little bit of that off there and just kind of like place that in between. So let's go ahead and then just put some more Stampin' So Plus. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to do this. And I want it really lined up on the right side. So I'm really watching that. There we go. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Now, let's move on to the flower. So I sent you all your little die cuts out because we can't send stamped images. So on your label, let me grab my piercing mat. I have the next card set up behind me on my counter. And so I forgot to bring half the stuff over here that I'm going to need for this card. And some of this stuff goes actually on 2 different cards that I've had designed for 2 weeks. But where I've been sick, I have not been able to share them. So I'm trying to remember where I'm taking stuff from so I can put it back. So when I do make the video and do my Facebook Live again, I have what I need. Okay, so then what we're going to do, I'm going to bring this back over here. And I left my regular Stampin' Seal over there, so I'll just use this. It'll be okay. So what we're going to do is take the Polished Pink and then these 2 leaves. These are the So Succulent leaves. And I'm just going to put some adhesive on one of the petals. And then we're just going to place the leaves on the back, kind of like that. And then let's grab some dimensionals and place on the back. And I always like to put, like if I'm putting something like that together, I'll put dimensionals to help hold that together. Then let's grab the pale papaya and one of these. This is the evening evergreen. Whoops. And then same thing, we're just going to place some Stampin' Seal Plus. And then if it comes over where you can see it, just walk it back. Just fold it back is what I do. Just make sure you have it all folded back. And then we'll just take this leaf. You can still see it right there. Okay, there we go. So we'll just take this leaf and do it like that. And then we'll put a couple of dimensionals. You might have to use some mini dimensionals. So let's grab a few. And you can place them on the back of the leaves. Let's do one maybe right here. That should be good. And then we're going to do the same thing with the Fresh Freesia one. Just put some seal on the back. And place your leaf wherever you want it. I'm trying to make sure I got it on the adhesive part. Okay. I'm going to grab a Stampin' Dimensional. And then let's see, can we put a few mini or at least one right there? Okay. And then let's go ahead and put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. Okay, now before I move on, I want to color my little pearls so that way they can dry and I'll be ready to grab them when I need them. So I'm going to use the dark. I found out that the dark actually shows up a lot better. So, and then this is, I'm just going to make sure I get way down around the bottom on these. So that one is the Fresh Freesia. And I'm going to do one in, well, I thought I did one in the papaya. But, okay, for the other card, it's across the room. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. It's the dark petal pink. So let's do, or not petal pink, I'm sorry, polished pink. So you know what colors are going to be in that next project I'm getting ready to do for you guys, right? Now I'm going to get this all messed up when I get ready to start the next card. Watch. Okay, and then this one is the dark of the evening evergreen. And this is the one I didn't color very well on the first. So I'm just going to make sure I get around that base. Hopefully nobody's going to be up that close looking at it anyway, right? Okay, I'm just going to put these off to the side so they can dry. And then we'll put our sentiment on first. And we're just going to kind of place it towards the bottom. And you can put it all the way over to the right or more to the left. It's up to you, however you want to do it. And then let's grab these. Peel the backing off. And then we're just going to place this one right there. And then if you guys had more of those, the opal rounds or any pearls or anything, you could also put centers in your flowers. And these dies actually have plenty of little dies that you could die cut out to put your centers on. We're going to put this one, I wanted the leaves closest to the sentiment, so I kind of turned it that way. And then we'll put the Fresh Freesia one. And on my original, I put the leaves going this way. So I'm not sure. I think I might turn it. Just trying to decide. Let me see if I still like it that way. I kind of like it. Let's do this one that way. Okay. Then we'll grab those pearls. And we're going to put the polished pink one about here. That should be good and dry. And then we'll put the Fresh Freesia one here. And then the evening evergreen one we put right about there. Okay, and those are all good and dry. So there you guys go. That is my second free make and take for May. I love this card. I think it's very bright and cheery. I'll be right back with the third project, you guys. Okay, guys, I am back with my third make and take project for May. So if you spend $50, this is the make and take packet I will send you, and the first and the second one I just shared. So again, I used basic white, thick basic white for every project for this month. I don't think I've ever done that. Okay, so this is 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2. Then I'm going to send you a piece of polished pink. It originally was 3 inches by 5 1/2, but this beautiful bundle that I'm about to share with you, the Color and Contour, has all of these beautiful dies that coordinates with the stamp set. You can die cut out the flower I'm gonna do today, or this flower here. That's what both of those images are. And then you also have this beautiful scalloped edge die to make some nice scalloped edges for our cards. I was going to use, these are in the new catalog and are going to be available on the 4th for you to order. These are the basic border dies I've shared with you before. I was going to use those, and then when I opened this one up to use that stamp set, I thought, oh my gosh, I missed that border die in the first one. Okay, so what we're going to do is just adhere this piece of polished pink right there. And to make sure that I get it lined up good, I'm going to use Trusty Tombow, because it gives you that time that you need to readjust. Okay, so just like that, just line it right up with that edge. And then let's just kind of scoot that over and let that dry. Then I'm going to also send you, I'm going to grab my Stamparatus if I can. I'm sending you the piece of basic black cardstock, and this piece is 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to use the Stamparatus because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I stamped my flower image first and then colored it. And then I thought, oh, you know, I'm just going to put the sentiment there. And I just didn't get enough of the Versamark on there. And so I want to really make sure that if I need to go back in there and ink this back up, I have the chance to do that. So I'm just going to move this out of the way really quick. I'm going to put my stamp set under there. I always like to do that when I'm using the Stamparatus. And then I'm going to use the dark polished pink Stampin' Blends and the dark Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends to do my coloring. I'm going to use white emboss powder and Versamark, and then we're just going to color it with the Stampin' Blends. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to stamp both of these at once. So I'm just going to ink both of them up, and then just close that. Hopefully nothing moved. I kind of lined everything up before I started. I'm just going to give that a nice rub on there, and then slowly lift that up. And it looks, I don't know what the watermark is that was on there earlier when I first lined it up, and I'm not sure what is causing that, because I don't think my chamois is too wet, because I normally try not to oversaturate that when I know I'm going to be cleaning my stamps for that very reason. So I'm just going to do this really good since that happened, just to make sure. Okay, I think I'm good. So let's take this off. And I can't find my Emboss Buddy. I know you can't order it anymore, and I know mine is somewhere in this room. I just don't know where. So I'm going to use my white embossing powder. I'm going to try to pick this up without touching any of the embossed area. And then let's kind of flick that off, and then I'm just going to flip it and focus now on getting that flower. And it looks like I have a lot of flakes on there. And I didn't bring my a paintbrush. I don't have one over here by me. So let me take 2 steps and grab it. And this is just an old one that I have. You know what? I have one right here. If I can find it. Let me see. I just have some cheap ones that I got at, I believe, Walmart. But they're good for this, to get all of that off there. So let me just kind of lift that up. Kind of just give it a blow to make sure. There's some around the edges, because anywhere that that powder is, if the heat hits it, it's going to dry it on your card front. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. Now let's turn on the heat tool. And we'll just emboss this. I really wish we wouldn't have stopped selling that embossing buddy, because a lot of people really, really like it. I was kind of hoping they would change their mind and bring it back, but not as of yet. I'm just going to slowly move this around until I see that it's all melted. I've never tried this technique before. When I was coming up with this card, another demonstrator had shared, I can't remember her name, but she'd shared on a private Facebook group a card that she'd made, and it was vintage. It was very, very pretty. And I thought, you know what, I am going to try that on this card without making it vintage. I love the vintage style cards anyway. But I didn't want vintage for this card, not at all. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the dark greeny apple green. And I'm going to try to use, actually, I'm going to clean off my tip. I think I'm actually going to use the smaller tip, because I tried using that wider tip. Now, it doesn't really matter if we get it on the black. I mean, if you don't go crazy and get a whole bunch on it. But I want to try to just stay right on top of that embossing powder, if I can, without going off. So I'm just coloring the whole stem using the dark greeny apple green. So I'm just going to color that whole stem, and then anywhere, like, come back down here. Color this all in. Okay, and then let's do this guy right here. Okay. Just trying to look to see if I missed any part that is supposed to be green. Then let's use our dark polished pink. This color really pops on black. And you know, you could even leave it in the white and it would still look just as pretty. But I wanted to try this technique. I'd never seen it, nor have I tried it. And it seems like a lot of people, another technique I haven't tried yet, you guys, is the alcohol, I think, technique is what it's called. Not drinking. But you use rubbing alcohol to create backgrounds. And I've never tried that, so I might give that a whirl here before you know it. I have a card that I designed over 2 weeks ago. I know I mentioned that earlier, for my Facebook Live, and I'm so hoping that I can do my Facebook Live this week. I've been really, really sick. I've only the last 2 weeks, I've had to miss each week a couple of days of work with my stomach. And I went to the doctor on Wednesday of last week, and I'm on some medication that hopefully is going to help. It's kind of sad because I started trying to eat healthier and exercise, and it seems like now everything's working against me. Instead of getting healthy, I am getting sick. And I just don't understand that, because that's not how it's supposed to go. I follow more a keto diet, but I still eat a lot of fruit and vegetables and things like that. I'm not super strict that way, but I am with like the carbs. I only eat like the healthy carbs. So I'm not really sure what's going on. So you can see just a little bit where those flakes got on there, you guys, that they got embossed, but it's okay. It's still a pretty card. Let's put some Tombow. And again, I'm just using Tombow because I want the time that it gives me to be able to move this to get it nice and straight on my card front, just like this. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can slide that down just a bit. Okay, let's move that out of the way, and then I'm going to bring in, if I can find them here, I'm using the, and I have to order more of these. We were limited on how many we could order, so I don't have the packets completely filled because you don't get that many in this, because you get every color. This is the 2021, 2023 in color jewels. So I will be placing an order, so I have enough for everybody that I anticipate is going to order from me. So I'm going to send you 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 there. I'm going to grab my dark greeny apple green, and I'm just going to color these gems, and I'm going to make sure, look how good those soak up that color. They just soak it right up. And then I'm just going to clean the end, and I just basically want to make sure I'm getting my tip back on the end because it was kind of getting smushed there. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry just a little bit. I don't want to pick them up, and that's still wet, but it's alcohol marker, so it's going to dry super quick. So I don't think we have too much to worry about with that, but I don't want to smudge one of them. Just going to move all this so I can see my placement. I'm going to grab my pink little jewels. Now I'm using the smaller ones because these were the larger in the greeny apple green, so I decided to use small ones for the polished pink. So I'm going to grab one, maybe. I'm going to grab one of them. I'm trying to make sure I picked that up right. And we'll just place it right there. And grab another one and put right there. And they're dry. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this little plastic has still got a little bit of the alcohol marker. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't get that on my finger. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. And then place one there. And then I'm going to place the last large one of the greeny apple green kind of there. And then I'm going to grab a small polished pink and put there. And then one more. So you'll get 2 of these. Or actually 3. Sorry, I missed the one I put right there in the middle. I felt like that just had like an empty spot. So I just kind of, and you can place them, you guys, wherever you want. You don't have to place them if you don't like where I put them. You can put them wherever you want. Okay, guys, that is it for the video for May's free make and takes. Remember, if you shop with me in my online store and spend $25, you're going to earn 1 free make and take, $35 is 2, and $50 is 3. And then just remember, if you do place your order on the 4th, for the make and take packets, I know it's a new catalog and everybody's going to be placing orders that day. Just remember, you're going to have to give me probably a week to a week and a half because I don't have your pink jewels, and that's the same day I can order. So I will get those ordered as soon as I can. I already have my wish list going for the new catalog, so I will be placing an order. I'm not sure if I'm going to pay for quick shipping this time, just because my order's going to be big because I have so much of the new items that I want, just like everybody else. So thanks so much for watching the video, guys. Bye-bye.